Hello, and welcome to Raised by Horror. Raised by Horror is an inclusive podcast for grown-up latchkey kids of all genders and all orientations whose proxy parenting was done by horror films and books. We are your hosts, Richard Kadri and Violet Blue. Check out raisedbyhorror.com for more info. We have a special holiday episode for you this week. Back in the day, Charles Dickens used to do public readings of A Christmas Carol every year. Now we're going to do our own Christmas Carol for you. Take it away, Richard.
Hello, and what we'd like to do for you tonight is a Sandman Slim Christmas Carol. So let's get started. I'm not saying that Christmas is for assholes, but a whole lot of assholes seem to love it. All the holly and mistletoe, the dying trees and jingle bells that give you a migraine. And don't get me started on the packs of drunk Santas wandering the streets. One bumped into me a couple of years ago and wanted a light. When I said no, he took a swing at me, so I gave him a light after all. Set his beard on fire. Who's jolly now, motherfucker? I know I should get over it, but ever since I broke out of downtown, the holidays get on my nerves. Don't get me wrong. My friends are great, and I like exchanging gifts with candy, but I need a little downtime, too. That's why I came out here to Teddy Osterberg's estate in Malibu. It's fenced off now since the mansion's burned, so it's empty except on Halloween when the goth kids come out to frolic in Teddy's collection of cemeteries. This is a perfect place for a good brood on the night before the Lord's blessed event. Hallelujah. I took the Hellion Hog out here just before sunset with my two best friends, a fresh pack of Maledictions and a full flask of Aqua Regia. After a couple of cigarettes and a couple of swigs of the good stuff, I sit back on Teddy's overgrown lawn looking out at the ocean and thinking about absolutely nothing. I'm starting to relax and actually feel pretty good. Naturally, that's when everything goes to hell. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a guy walking down the hill nearby. He's wearing nothing but a baggy bathing suit and carrying a coffin lid. Part of my brain goes, what the holy fuck is that? But the smarter part goes, who cares? So I go back to smoking and drinking and let Aquaman get on with whatever he has planned, but the glowing end of the malediction gives me away. When he's about to pass me, he glances over and stops dead in his tracks, just stares at me until, in the moonlight, I realize he's a fucking vampire. He keeps staring at me because I don't say anything. Finally, he gets up the nerve to speak. Oh shit, you're him, aren't you? I don't know what him you're talking about, and I don't care. I mean the crazy one, one who kills my kind on sight. Ah, there goes my serene night out. I tell him, first off, I'm not crazy. Not all the time. And I don't kill your kind on sight. You have to do something stupid first. And last, my name is Stark. Don't call me the one. Makes me sound like furniture. Oh, I've looked for this city my whole life. It's the one. Okay. Are you going to kill me? I look him over. The vampire looks young. He was scrawny in life and he's scrawny in death. He's got long blonde hair held back with a rubber band or something. Puka shells around his neck. A real little beach bunny. Nah, I say it's Christmas, and I wouldn't kill the ghost of Frankie Avalon. He frowns. Who? You know, Frankie Avalon. Beach blanket bingo in Bikini Beach. The vampire shakes his head. Never heard of him. Now I shake my head. Christ, how old are you? 24. Oh, you're just a little baby bloodsucker. When did you turn? He sets down the coffin lid and says, when I was 20. Well, what are you doing out here? I come out here every Christmas. I surf, only I can't do it during the day, so yeah, I get it. But what's with the coffin lid? He wraps his arms around himself and looks like he's thinking of running, only he knows he's not fast enough to outrun me or a bullet dipped in Spear's day. The Shroud Eater says, are you just fucking with me like a cat with a mouse before it kills it? I look at him hard. I don't know yet. What's with the coffin lid and what's your name? I'm Braden, and the lid is my board. I take a drag off the malediction. Well, shit. It's Christmas and I'm stuck with a vampire named Braden. For a second, the fear leaves his eyes and he said, Hey, I didn't choose the name. Blame my mom. She wanted to call me Bentley, but my dad said no, so they compromised on Braden. Oh, family drama. I know something about that. Sit down, Braden. He hesitates, looks around again. You're not going to kill me? I crush the malediction under my boot. The night is young. Let's see where it takes us. He sits, holding the coffin lid against his chest like a kid clutching a teddy bear. Is that really your surfboard? I say. He nods and runs a hand over the mahogany. The crowd I hang with since I turned, they don't understand the beach. They're all older than me and they grew up in the city. Not a surfer in the bunch. That still doesn't answer my question. What's with the coffin lid? He doesn't say anything for a minute then. I can't use a regular board these days. If they saw it, they'd never stop giving me shit. So every Christmas I come out here, steal a coffin lid off one of the cemeteries back there and catch some waves. You clever boots. Can you actually ride that thing? He nods. Takes some getting used to. The weight is off and there's no fin, but I can make it work. I think for a minute. I guess whoever invented surfing must have started with a flat board too. Sure, he says. People have been surfing for hundreds of years. I'm just bringing it back to its roots. Well, good for you, kid. Some people invent cures for cancer. You ride the waves on Grandpa's dirt box. We don't talk for a minute, and he looks nervous again. You're thinking about killing me, aren't you? I'm just wondering if you might have bit anyone I know. His shoulders slump. I'm sorry if I did. Oh, well, that makes everything fine. Can I ask you something? He says. Shoot. He scoots around on his butt so he's facing me. What are you doing out here? I think for a minute. Yeah, what am I doing out here? Hiding from my friends, I guess. Well, we have that in common at least. I guess we do. He looks out at the wave with a kid's kind of longing and says, How old are you? I look at him. What do you care? I'm just curious. I'm 30 something, maybe 32. I stopped counting when I was downtown. Wow, he says. You're lucky. I have the Aqua Regia flask halfway to my mouth and say, Exactly how the fuck am I lucky? The kid looks out at the ocean again. It's just, you did so much. Look at me. I was 20 when I changed. I've never even had a legal drink. I gulp the Aqua Regia and say, Don't kid a kidder. You were drinking when you were 14. He shakes his head. Yeah, but it's not the same. I missed a lot of that, regular people stuff. Don't get me wrong, being a vampire has some cool things going for it, but I lost all my regular friends. They're all in college. Look at me, digging around in a graveyard waiting to see when you get bored and decide to kill me. Oh, hell, this little creep is actually making me feel sorry for a vampire. I think about being sent to hell when I was just 19 and emerging 11 years later, completely out of my mind and looking to kill the whole world. I say, well, I guess we both missed a lot. Braden looks up and says, The moon is nice tonight. Bright enough to see Santa and his reindeer. Did you believe in Santa when you were a kid? Of course, I say. I didn't. My dad, Dr. Delano, psychiatrist to the stars, didn't believe in filling his children's brains with commercial nonsense, so no Santa for us, no elves or even Christmas movies. I frown at him. Not even when you were a little bitty little? Nope, never. The doctor wouldn't permit it. That's fucked up. My sister cried every year. I hate my old man. I almost say join the club, but I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with Braden the vampire, so I don't want to get too chummy. Out of nowhere, he says, I miss my dog. I put my head in my hands. Holy shit, Braden, you are the most pathetic vampire I ever met. It's been 4 years. Time to move on, man. He looks at me. Is that what you did when you go back from, hell? You just forgot everything bad that happened? Well, some, I guess. Not all of it. Some things still hurt. Some tear you up inside so you can't breathe, but you learn to live with the wreckage and keep moving. He gives me a sneer. Now you sound like my old man. I raise a finger at him. Kid, if you want to die fast, tell me again how I sound like a psychiatrist. Sorry. I look out over the ocean. The moon is bright and the water shimmers in its glow. I pull out a Malediction and light one, just as a star shoots across the horizon. Oh, God damn it. I hang my head down for a minute and take a breath. I say, get out of here, Braden. He's clutching his surfboard to his chest again. What? He says. Go, get out of here. Go do your silly kid shit. Have fun or whatever vampires do when you're not killing people. He slowly gets to his feet, not sure if I'm serious or not. Really? I turn to him. But you never, ever drink anyone in Hollywood. Understand me, Braden? That's my turf. Go to Beverly Hills or Brentwood. Those fucks deserve it, but stay out of Hollywood. Sure, sure, he says and picks up the lid. I'm gonna go now. Scoot before I change my mind. A big goofy grin spreads across his face as he runs toward the water. At the bottom of the hill, he turns and shouts, Merry Christmas, before running off again. I sit there for a while. It's a long way down to the water, but in a few minutes, I see a line cut across the Malibu waves heading for shore. Go for it, kid. After watching Braden take a couple more runs, I think about leaving when I hear a voice.
Well, that was adorable.
I look around, and a few feet away, I see a red fox sitting in the grass. It stares right at me when I say, Did you just talk?
Of course I talked. Who the hell else is out here?
I shake my head. Sure, I've had too much Aqua Regia. The fox sighs.
No, you're not drunk. It's really me talking.
I've seen some really weird shit with talking animals. I mean, what the hell are you?
I'm your Christmas miracle, dumbass. Didn't you know that animals can talk on Christmas Eve? A nice church boy like you should know these things.
It's been a while since I paid the Pope a visit. The fox lies down in the grass.
That was a nice thing you did for the kid.
I look at Braden cutting through the waves below. You think so? I mean, he's a vampire. I should probably have ripped his head off.
But you didn't. That's why I'm here.
Oh, don't you dare tell me that Mr. Moonen sent you with some kind of consolation prize for not murdering Beaver Cleaver.
No, I'm here because you didn't just make a reasonable choice. You made a kind one.
No, fuck that. What are you trying to sell? Life insurance? A shortcut to heaven?
I'm not selling anything.
I look hard at the fox. You some kind of shapeshifter or something? You gonna turn into Godzilla and try to eat me? Just remember that I've got my gun and 6 little friends with your name on them.
Wow, you really are high strung.
No, I'm not. I just don't like being messed with.
Sure, you keep telling yourself that.
I turn away from the fox. Shouldn't you be off somewhere eating vermin? Isn't that what foxes do? It sits up again and stares daggers at me.
Hey, what you call vermin, I call dinner. And without things like me around, you'd be up to your ass in mice and rats, so show a little respect.
I put up a hand. Hey, sorry, you do a great service. The mayor should give you a medal. It nods at my flask.
You drink that and you criticize what anyone eats?
I said I was sorry, for a Christmas miracle, you're kind of a jerk. The fox yawns and comes a little closer.
Forget it. I'm in a mood. I've been stuck out here for days. I usually live in Griffith Park with all the tourists. There's good pickings there.
How did you end up all the way out here?
There was a dead bird in the back of a pickup truck. I jumped in to get it, but the driver floors the thing before I can get out. This is the first place he slowed down, so I bailed and have been here ever since.
How long? The fox swivels its ears around like it's thinking.
I don't know. What do I have, a desk calendar with Arbor Day and the 4th of July? I'm a fox.
Okay, now who's high strung?
Sorry.
It's okay. It's been a weird night for everyone.
That was a nice favor you did for the kid.
You said that already.
I know, but I was wondering if, seeing as how this is a special night, you might do one more favor.
Like what?
Could you give me a ride into town? I miss my friends. I haven't seen my brood in days.
You can't just walk? The fox glares at me.
Look at the size of my legs. It would take me a month to get back. That's if I don't get hit by a fucking Maserati on a blind curve.
Yeah, they drive like goddamn idiots out here.
Fucking Malibu.
I put the flask away. I don't know though, it's late. I should be getting back before Candy worries. The fox trots over the last few steps and puts its front paws on my leg.
Please, please, please. You gave the kid a break, and I'm your Christmas miracle. Be my miracle, shithead, and take me home.
I don't know. The fox crawls into my lap. It feels small, warm, and fragile.
Come on, don't be a putz. I know. As a reward, I'll sing you Christmas carols all the way into town.
Oh, then I'm definitely not giving you a ride.
Please.
I get up and the fox hops around my feet. Okay, fine. Okay, but no carols.
Cool, I can do that. But you do realize that you're missing a once-in-a-lifetime chance, right? I mean, how many other foxes are offering to serenade you? Zero. That's how many.
I'll just have to live with that. Now, come on, the bike's over there. I settle on the hog and the fox jumps onto the gas tank and stretches out. As I button my coat, it trembles for a moment.
It's kind of cool tonight, huh?
A little.
It's going to be a cold ride,
You have fur.
but you have a coat.
I'm not giving you my coat.
No, but we can share.
I haven't finished buttoning up, so the fox shoves its head into the bottom of the coat, crawls up inside, and pokes its head out. I have to open the top button so it doesn't breathe in my face.
See? Everyone is toasty warm.
Yeah, right.
Come on. Hit it, Sandman Slim. Let's see what this baby can do.
Okay, you asked for it. I kick the hog to life and we blast up 101 and head east. While a goddamn fox sings joy to the world the whole way home. Fuck my life. Oh, and Merry Christmas, assholes.
Thank you for joining us on Raised by Horror. Until our next episode, find us on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, and raisedbyhorror.com. Look for Richard Cadry at richardcadry.me, Violet Blue at violetblue.com, and all the usual social sites. We hope you have safe holidays, and remember that Krampus is always watching you. Don't let Nosferatu indoors. And if you come across a talking fox, well, definitely give her a ride home.